All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Megalo Season 2, Episode 6. We got the backstory.
We got a full picture, really, as to why, Joe kind of screwed up here.
Yep, he did run away.
Everyone was dealing with the inevitable loss, really, in a specific way. But the fact that from the perspective of our boy Sachio, we see a man who kind of let them down in more ways than one.
Right.
And although he's back, he's been gone for years now.
Like, because
it's not just the fact that he's gone. Like, it's the fact that there were probably times where Sachio would have been like really, really happy to see him, even if it was a little bit late. In the perspective of him.
Yeah.
Like, but no, it's been a long time.
Right.
So.
Like, there's mistakes that you make, right, that people can hold grudges for. But then there's when they specifically tell you, you're really screwing this up, dude. You gotta stop. Please stop doing this, right? And you ignore them, right? That takes it to a whole other level.
Exactly.
And it's not even so much of the fact that you weren't there for Nanbu. It's that no, Sachio and everyone else, they had to go through it alone. They couldn't have the older person to basically tell them, okay, it's going to be okay, we're going to get through this, et cetera, et cetera. Nope.
Yeah.
It was just them.
Yeah. And this fight that you got to have, what was it for?
Yeah.
Really, like.
Right. And now you're clawing away to try and dig up that old sign. Okay.
Hey, if we get a rebuilding episode,
I would love that.
Rebuilding of relationships, a rebuilding of the gym.
I feel like that's what this arc is, maybe. Because Joe had the whole point where, in the first arc, where it's like he's getting ready to rebuild, right? But now he's actually going to the place where the broken pieces fell.
Right.
And seeing if you can put them back together,
Yeah. I would like it to be slow.
Yes,
I would like
me
it to
too.
be very slow. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this. Oh, hey. That's one of the kids. Yeah.
Maybe you can help him with his bike.
Yeah.
Bonjiriだよな。押してやるよ。ありがとう。
No. Oh, money? Oh, a poster.
Fire?
Oh, it's his restaurant. Yeah.
Awesome.
Oh, you know what we're gonna have? We're gonna have a wholesome food eating scene.
Yep.
Where he's gonna be like, let me pay back like what little I can over time.
Right.
Oh, and then he can be in proximity to them.
Exactly.
And,
And Sachio keeps coming back, for lunch or something, and he's like, what are you doing here?
Yeah, exactly.
あいつは私たちを捨てて出てったんだよ。
俺はお前らと違って捨てられた覚えねえから。
ライターだかなんだか知らねえけど、お前なんか野良犬みてえにリングの周りうろちょろしてるだけじゃねえか。
Oh, he's gonna throw that back at you. Yeah, I knew that. You set him up.
結局は藤巻の飼い犬だろ。悔しかったら公式戦まで上がってこいよ。離せ。
Even if you can't go toe-to-toe with the pros, you can probably handle this guy.
離せ。
God, the music in this show, so good.
どっかで見た顔だと。
Ah,
お前ドランクモンクのボクサーだろ。
nice. That little bit of respect,
Yeah.
外で揉め事は。
Yeah, let's keep this legit.
待ってくれ橋本さん。このガ
Oh,
ガロボクサー
he's a
so
boxer
this is a
too.
boxer and their trainer. Yeah.
実際は弱すぎて八百長が組めねえって話だけど。
Ah, damn, that's rough. He's too weak to even fix fights in a.
こいつはサービスでいいよな。
Wow.
どうぞ。
Wow.
当然だ。
Oh shit, he's gonna hit him over the head.
Yeah.
今夜なんですけど。
Oh no.
Oh, that's poetic.
何しやがんだてめえ。
サービスだよ。
Oh,
一本じゃ足りねえか。
Damn. Get fucked. Oh my god, Sachio!
やばいよサチオ
Uh-huh.
自分の店だろ。好き勝手させんじゃねえよ。
Oh, now Joe's gonna show up. And they're gonna kind of need him, actually.
Maybe. Yeah, this could start something very similar to the previous arc.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
お前もしかして
違うよ河川敷なんか行くわけないだろ
Oh, you're so sweet.
Yeah.
It's like, no, I wouldn't do that. Oh, everyone's feelings are so, like,
Complicated,
messy and
yep.
confused, you know? Oh, now here we got the mechanic. Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
こいつは肩が違う。道理で合わねえわけだ。
A bit distracted, thinking about some other things right
Yeah.
now. Oh.
Trying to make something go a certain way when that's not the natural flow.
やめなよタバコ。
いずれ後悔すると分かってて、つい楽な方へ流れちまう。
Ooh.
人はそんなに賢い生き物じゃない。
Yep.
誰のこと言ってんの？
Who indeed?
Yeah.
yeah. Everybody. That's yeah.
People always need to be drunk on something.
Uh-huh.
もうチームじゃね
Oh, they were
Okay.
listening the whole thing.
Gotcha.
Oh.
Oh, did he ran away from them too?
Well, it's the kind of thing where they're like, well, Sachio's kind of our leader too, you know?
Right.
So
私が許せないのはあの試合のことじゃない。
yeah.
Making Sachio leave.
その後で何もかも捨てて逃げ出したことだよ。
Oh.
だってそのせいでサチオは。
Yeah. Yeah. Jeez.
Yeah.
He went for a counter. Oh god.
And it didn't work.
It did not work for you. You don't have enough range, man. He needs to be like 5 inches taller. You know, at least. Yeah. Oh.
Oh shit.
Shit. Yeah.
いらっしゃい
Okay. Perfect
I got
timing.
why he has the bandages on his head, but why did he break his? How did he break his arm?
Oh, they grabbed him? Oh no. Okay. 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 Shit. Shit. They already roughed him up.
Damn.
Oh, and they busted up the place
サチオが
too.
捕まった相手が土佐回りのメガロボクサーで
Holy
慰謝
shit.
料払えって店の権利書取られたんだサチオは
Wow.
He went
自分
after
の責
them.
任だから自分で取り返すって止めても聞かなくて
Whoa, this
Oh,
is happening
boy.
so quickly.
んなもん包帯代にもなりゃしねえよ。
That sling is complete bullshit.
え。
Yeah.
権利書を返せ。
Yeah.
返してください。だろ。
返してください。
Oh shit.
一つ条件が
Oh god.
試合に勝つことその分
No.
権利書は返してやってもいい
いやあ、牛山。今日の相手は俺じゃなくて。
Oh my god.
お望み通りのガチンコだ。よかったな、小僧。
He needs to win?
Holy
So they're
shit.
basically saying, please die. Like,
Yeah.
please-
Yeah.
捨てたもの拾いに来たのかジョ
All right.
ーあいにくだが奴はもうあの頃のガキじゃない
Love, he knows exactly he's here with Sachio in mind. Yeah.
なくしたものを取り戻したいわけじゃない、今あるものを守りたいだけだ
Cool. Okay.
All right.
I thought he was going to say something along the lines of rebuilding, you know?
Yeah.
But
悪いがその話
oh, oh shit.
Oh yeah.
そいつは
何しに来たんだよ。お前には関係ねえだろ。
ここは俺のリングだルールは俺が決める
Sachio spoke up in front of the big boss man
Yeah.
and was like, yeah, oh no.
That's
oh,
like the
no.
guarantee to not get what you want. Holy shit.
Butcher!
I gotta say, I like his style.
I love it too. Gearless.
Is he fighting
Gearless.
without gear? Yeah.
Holy shit.
Shit.
Everyone's
Oh
like,
my
what the
god. Yeah. The crowd erupts into thunderous cheers.
なんでジョーが
藤巻が決めたんだ。俺じゃあ金に
Start writing, my buddy.
Oh my god.
Oh, going back to here.
Seeing
Okay.
how the fight with Liu ended.
The Edison Liu fight, yeah.
時間だ
Aragaki died 10 minutes before the match.
You mean Nanbo?
Fuck.
Okay, it's
Okay.
really bad right now.
Gotcha.
ジョー言ってくれ
Oh,
Fighting without a second.
yeah.
俺はここで戦う
Yeah, and that's the way that he can cover for not going to him right now. Yeah.
俺はここに残る
Oh.
Gotcha.
Okay, yeah. Oh.
All right. Let's see if you can do this, Joe.
It's gonna need to be a counter. There's no shot that you're gonna have.
Okay.
Okay?
Just know that if he hits you,
He who
It'll
owns
be a
his
lot.
left owns the world. But the thing
Yeah.
is, Joe's gonna intentionally take a fall here. That's gonna be what it is. So that everyone will vote on Joe.
sure. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Oh.
ブランクで失ったスタミナは取り戻せない相手はそこを狙ってくる長引かせるな
All right.
Yeah, and a body blow is already knocked out like most of that stamina. Yeah, yeah. Unlimited rounds. Holy shit.
So you know it's gonna end with one of them on the floor.
Whoa. Yeah. Nice. Now we get the full context.
Yeah.
This is where it started. Wow.
ジョー終わりじゃねえ
No, wait, what are you doing?
Dude.
まだ終わってねえだろ
Stop him.
いいよジョーもう終わったんだ
早くおっちゃんのとこへ行こう
Oh!
And then he disappeared.
Oh! Yeah. 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 And they were wanting this, yeah. So they bet all of on Joe, so then the people in the house bet on
Right.
Butcher, yeah.
なんだよ。めでたしめでたしなんだろ。
負けたよ
And are they gonna tell?
あいつが負けるわけねえだろ。
Yeah.
んなこと言っても仕方ねえだろそれよりボンジリどうすんだよこの店取られちまって
Yep.
No, he got it back. Yeah. By intentionally losing. Yep. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
サチオ出しゃばって悪かったな
でもなんでだって
やっぱそういうことかおかしいと思ったんだよ立ち上がりの動きからしてあんな負け方するはずねえんだ
八百長かよ。ほんとクソだな。
今俺にできることはこれぐらいしかねえから
Oh.
Wow.
変わんないねあんた
Oh. Oh, that.
あの時と同じ
Oh.
何の相談もしないで大事なこと一人で勝手に決めて
Yeah.
また全部捨てて逃げ出すの私は礼なんて言わない
Yeah.
お願いだからもう二度と私たちに関わらないで
Okay.
You're gonna have to carry that weight.
Yep.
おいちょの言う通りだみんなすまなかった
Shit, no!
ジョー濡れちゃうね
Oh.
俺たちの前から消えろって。
He's not even here. Look at Yuri and Shirato being here,
Yeah.
but... Oh, he is here, but he's just in the back. Okay.
あんたはもう家族じゃね
Yeah, that would be crazy if Joe wasn't here. Okay.
社長
え。出ていけ。俺たちの前から消えてくれ。
And so he did. So Oicho being pissed at him for leaving was something that Sachio specifically
俺
told
たち
him
を
to
見捨
do.
てたわけじゃなかったんだ
出てけって言われて本当に出ていくようなやつ私は信用できないな
そうだよ。どうせまたいなくなるに決まってるって。
Oh, these kids, man. It's a whole...
あれからもう5年か。
Yeah.
So,
At the end of the episode.
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, man, my heart. This is good stuff. Wow.
All things considered, though, that went pretty well, I feel like.
I mean, it could have gone so much worse. So, it kind of went... Once the episode started picking up, it started to become predictable, and I could kind of tell where they were doing this to set it up. Because they were wanting to move things along. It looked like a little bit faster and not focus at all on any kind of, any kind of stuff with the gym. Just specifically on the idea of he needs to rebuild his relationship with them. So the immediate thing he does is just kind of put himself into whatever their situation is and just
Right.
find the easiest fight that he can settle into. In some ways, what the other shop owner guy that Oicho was with was basically saying, people settle into the easiest thing. People choose the easy way.
Yeah.
In a lot of ways, Joe did that here by being like, I know how to fight. I know how to throw a fight.
Yep.
That's something I can do with Fujimaki, and I know he will bite for this.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
So,
Yep.
yeah.
And that was him covering for your screw up, Sachio.
I mean, okay, it's a really good episode.
Yep.
We got not exactly what I thought we were going to get, but I really liked that we basically spent a lot of time with a lot of the other kids as they are now grown up. They are all going on with their lives in their own unique ways, but they also all have their own individual unique responses to the Joe event situation. And given that we learned new stuff about that situation from Sachio, not just us, but also the kids, it puts a lot of extra context into where they're all at. And then also having another fight where Joe kind of saved them by, in some ways, failing is a nice kind of way to show that he's willing to get low for their sake, even though it's also a thing of where are they even willing to accept this? I understand that it's primarily, for Bonjiri, but it's like, it's gotta be rough. Yeah.
So with this arc and the way this episode went, the thing that probably not necessarily surprised me the most, but made me the most excited to see the rest of the arc, is that I didn't expect it would necessarily focus on the other kids as much as it is.
Yeah.
Right? I thought it would mostly be about Sachio, and then the other kids would be there and we'd be like, oh yeah, what are they up to and stuff, but we wouldn't necessarily get into as much detail of what their feelings are on this topic, but it makes sense that
it's a shorter,
because it's a one course show, right? So it's like how much time do they realistically have for whatever conflicts they're going to do with the characters, right? But I love that they did this because while the kids can work as sort of the gaggle of kids that chases around after Sachio in the past,
it doesn't work here.
It doesn't work here because they've grown up, right? They've become their own persons and everything, and they have very different perspectives on everything, right? So Sachio, you can do your thing, but if that anger and everything causes you to, say, cause a bunch of trouble for Bonjiri in his shop, that then makes him potentially lose his shop when you didn't actually have to hit the dude over the head with the bottle. I'm sure it was very satisfying, and it was pretty awesome that you did it.
And in some ways, it did solve the temporary problem
of bullying around the shop, and being like, give us free stuff. But
it had blowback harder than you could have imagined.
The immediate problem of, they're, attacking Oimo, that was taken care of when you stood up to them, right? So you didn't really need to do that. Oicho. Yeah. You didn't really need to do that, right? Like that was kind of for you, right? Because you don't like bullies and such.
Yeah, there's a really cool dynamic that went on with the four kids in that you can tell that with the four of them, they all have a different level of acceptance of the idea of Joe coming back.
Yeah.
Bonjiri's is the most. He actively sought out Joe to be like, hey, at the very least, he might have wanted to invite him to his restaurant.
Right.
And in some ways, think about it. Joe's kind of like that super older, like, brother uncle, you know? Where it's like, look at this thing that I've done. You know? Like, isn't this awesome?
Yep.
And of course he would be proud of him and excited. And he'd be like, oh, yeah, this is so cool. But he's the one that also is the least confident in himself in terms of like how to handle these kinds of situations.
When he was asked about it, he's like, "No, I didn't go down to the riverbed."
It's like they didn't even ask about that, buddy.
Right.
All they had to do was be like, "What did you do? Did you?" And he's like, "No, I didn't do exactly that specific thing."
Right.
It's really cute. But then we have characters like Oicho, and Oicho has already seen Joe.
Yep.
You know, there was that moment where they went and bumped into him at the
shop.
At the shop, yeah. And it's this thing of where it's like,
she does not want him here.
Does not, because Oicho stuck around all the way through the Edison fight.
Right.
The little Edison fight, you know.
Yeah.
But even then, I mean, she was all in. She believed. She was like, no. I want to stick with him. And yeah, and he left.
He left. And one of the things that I loved is that they added the context of everyone else, all the other kids heard Sachio say to Joe, "You're not part of our family anymore." Right?
Well, not at the point of the burial thing.
Not at the burial.
That was something that they didn't know existed actually until today.
Right, which is very good to know.
Yeah.
But the fact that they saw when he confronted him when Joe was hitting the punching bag, right? And
yes. Yeah.
And then he's like, I guess he didn't say family. He was like, "You're not a part of our group anymore." You know.
Well, that wasn't then though.
No, he said something of you're not part of our group anymore. Like,
okay, I'm just wanting to make sure you're not conflating the two scenes.
There was the scene at the funeral, which is a different thing.
Which is where he says, "You're not a part of our family anymore."
Okay. He also says, "You're not a part of our group anymore" at the when he's at the punching bag.
Okay.
But so that's another instance of basically Sachio's actions and Sachio's response to what Joe is doing, causing hurt for the people around him.
Yeah.
Because Sachio has, I mean, realistically, understandably, the most connection to Joe, but also kind of makes it as if he's the main one that suffered.
Right. He's the one that's being personally affronted by Joe's actions.
Yeah.
That a lot of what Joe is doing is in some ways directed at him. Not necessarily in something that Sachio is overtly saying, but in the way that he's acting. In the ways that the journalist kid is very much, you know, kind of like, I can tell that you've taken this to an extra level. It's not just personal. It's something that you haven't really let go of this entire time. Whereas someone like him, he's kind of let go of the idea of it because he's like, that was so long ago. Like,
right, that was 5 years ago.
Like, I don't even know if he really actually betrayed us in any way. Like he's like, that did he? Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
And I love that almost
we can use his name for getting people to read newspapers.
Sure, yeah, exactly. But the idea that he has this level of kind of perspective on things that's not the same scale as Bonjiri, where he's like, oh yeah, come back. It's more this thing of like, no, I can see what that perspective has done for you, Sachio, and the way that you choose to live your life, and it's stupid. Like
whole. Oh God, what was it? Where I can't remember what the line was that he ended up throwing back in Sachio's face. Or because Sachio was like, "You're just hanging around the rings and stuff." He's like, "Then what are you?"
Yeah, what does that make you?
Yeah, it's
exactly.
like, dude.
Yeah,
Are you listening to the things that you're saying right now? You know?
There's this lovely aspect of Sachio that is an aspect of what has been, I would say, in a form, what has been Joe's development over the course of this season is that Joe has, in some ways, his own Nanbu probably talking to him in his own head. That's probably something like Joe instead, where it's effectively like Joe is dead to him, but also he's haunted by the idea of Joe doing all this stuff. So now he's living out exactly what Joe did from season 1 when Joe was really unhealthy, doing all the fixed fights and stuff. But
and
this
he's not even good enough to get fixed fights.
Well, it's literally a thing he can't do because it's not something that he was even...
You're not cut out for it.
Yeah, like, he's not even meant to do
find your own path in life.
Exactly. So he's stuck living someone else's path for the own twisted emotional reasons because of all the pain that he's dealt with. So I don't blame him at all. But then you have Oicho, who is that second degree of definitely doesn't want Joe to come back necessarily, even though it's not to the extremes that Sachio's is.
It's not because she has like a problem with what Joe did in particular.
Right.
It's about the effect that what Joe did had on Sachio.
Right.
And that's the problem that she has with it. And at the end of the episode, we find out, or the character we find out, but also the kids find out, the characters that were the kids, right? Yeah. Find out that Sachio actually told Joe to get lost.
And the idea that he would leave because someone said that still doesn't make this a thing of where it's like, oh, this is now Sachio's fault. No. It's like, no.
It's
you still left us and never came back for,
5 years.
All those years, really. So, it's on you, buddy. So what I love what we've set up here is we now know that all 4 of these kids have responses to the situation that are different and unique, which is incredibly efficient to do that in the one episode because the kids were characterized a little bit in season 1. But when I say a little bit, I mean a little bit.
Yeah, like we knew they had their own little shticks,
Exactly.
But it was basically just Sachio. Yeah. And
so now
we've got a whole group of them.
Now we've got a whole group. Aragaki being, the one that was at the fight, and then the thing of where he was going to go basically to the hospital, but he didn't.
Yeah.
That was like oh man, okay. So I wonder if Aragaki can be like that extra like salve to come into this really hot wound that each party involved here has with each other, and could like find a way for them to focus on a third party thing, like a fight potentially, or rebuilding the gym, or rebuilding just the restaurant, in some ways.
Yeah, because that place
just
is
fix it up. Yeah,
because even though you can tape the shards of glass for the windows
people
together,
might not come over to.
Right, because it's like, oh shit, now am I gonna get murdered here or something? Yeah. So if they truly get that place back to all right, the way it was before, what just happened this episode, I feel like that would be a good step in the right direction because, like with what Fujimaki said, why are you doing this? Why are you here? Right. It's not to get back what was lost. Right.
Right.
It's to protect what is currently
here.
Right.
And I'm so excited about that because that means that Joe is going to slowly prove himself to be trustworthy again, maybe for one of them at a time. And given that this is episode 6, and we've got, more than half of the show left, that means we can get into like some really like methodical, specific bits of storytelling here based on like the pacing that they've already established for this season. So if that's what they're doing here, that means in a lot of ways that Joe's time spent with these kids is going to be so sweet. It's going to be so encompassing, if you will, of this next stage of the story.
Right.
Because they've all been established to have a unique response.
Which means that we're going to spend time with each of them and having that get resolved in their own individual ways.
Right. Maybe like 1 or 2 an episode, basically.
Like if this is, is it a 12 or 13 episode season?
I think it's 13.
Okay. If it is, and they follow the kind of format of like, okay, the first part was 4 episodes, right? Then, you've got 4 and 5 episodes for 2 remaining parts if you go for 3 parts, right? Yep. And since this seems to be the part where it's like, okay.
It's the halfway point.
Right. This is the halfway point. We had the thing of handling Joe's shit in the first arc, and now it's the, okay, can he reintegrate with the people from his past? That can be the second arc, and then the third arc can be going on into the future, right?
The future, yep.
New horizons, all that stuff.
It's
cool.
Yeah, it's set up to be a really strong, entire season.
Strong and fairly by the book in a good way. Yeah. Kind of setup. And what that makes me excited for is that if I were to think of where you'd want to have that 5 episode bit for an arc be, I think you'd want to have it here.
Sure.
And given the fact that they set up the other 3 kids as being like full characters in this season, that that makes me really excited.
Yeah, that means you could have 2 episodes just coming up here just to focus on the kids.
Yep.
Now, what I would really like to see is because of the way that Fujimaki was brought back in as a Joe can basically play this card once, where he comes back, makes a legendary reveal of like, yes, I'm here, gearless, and everything, and then people will go all in on me.
Oh yeah,
Fujimaki, you
he just made out like a
say,
bandit.
Well, yeah, but the thing is that Joe could have gotten so much more for this fight being thrown.
Oh yeah.
He could have gotten so much more, and I understand the emotional implications of this, but the kids are going to clue in, I think maybe not all at the same time, is that if the kid with the journalist kind of thing, if he reports on what kind of a loss this was for Joe, he'll probably find out what the bettings were and stuff like that.
Oh,
and
sure.
how much the people there really lost.
Yep.
So this means that Joe could face angry bettors and gamblers like for the next couple episodes or so.
Sure.
Who are like, you
son of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly. So that's one thing, but also that he could have got like money, he could have gotten a huge cut from this.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of things, and he just did this just to give this back
just to make up for a
temporary
well-intentioned but something that came from internal turmoil and a hot temper from Sachio. And that's something that I really love about it, because Sachio doesn't really say much when they're talking in the restaurant afterwards. It's mostly the others, right? Yeah. Sachio, says that he told him to never show his face here again. And at first I thought that was just him talking about what he said in the previous episode, but no, he was talking about back at the funeral.
Right.
Which is good to know. But he knows what Joe did. He knows what it was like for Joe to have to fix fights, right? Or throw fights.
Now he's experienced what it is to even fight in that ring.
And given that Joe was running away to the ring before, the ring where he was a champion, while he can say on the surface that it was still another thing of him just, running away to the ring or whatever, as if that's going to solve all his problems.
Sure.
It's not the same.
It's not.
It is really not the same.
It's not.
And Sachio knows it. And that's why he doesn't have much that he can say in that scene, because he's just thinking about it, right? It's like shit,
Yeah. And in some ways, he might be saving Sachio from ever having to do this again, because while Sachio is out of a job, like he's not doing this anymore. Based on Joe doing this, coming back, he said, like, I'm no longer like, I don't have the ability to do this anymore. Like I'm not allowed to do this anymore. Fujimaki is basically like, oh no, you're out of here. Like I've got
right.
If I can use Joe, even if they're never gonna bet all in like on him like this again, I can definitely get things to where it's more 50-50 than like 95-5 where it was with you.
Yep. Well, and even then, even if like people are like, oh, Joe's a washed up old has-been, then that brings potential for him to do an upset and then actually win.
Oh,
because he still is a fantastic boxer.
Right.
So
the difference is that, also Joe can knock someone out that's bigger than him with a well-timed counter, and they can also, act probably well enough that they can make Joe look good when he wins too, where it's a surprise,
Right.
So that's really cool. I'm excited for that. But on the out of the ring side of things, the fact that then we have Joe here, ready to go like through the slow, arduous path with all this, and they're going to all see it in their different specific ways. I'm really, really excited for this, because he's going to suffer a little bit more going through this, not just from the emotional like barbs that the kids are going to throw at him for like, fuck you left us, but like it's going to be almost like training. Like it's almost going to be like, like building yourself, like, building the resolve to stick with this, because this is not going to be you make one big lucky punch and then this is all resolved.
Yeah, like even in the fight with Edison, that was an example where it almost looked like he gave up, and that's why he didn't get back up. Right? He saw everything, and he kind of had a moment of maybe realization of sort of what he had done. Yeah. Right? Seeing Nanbu there.
And he'll never see Nanbu in that corner.
He'll never see Nanbu in that corner again, right?
Exactly.
And then he stayed down, right? He was fully conscious.
I think he was conscious at like 3 or 4.
Yeah,
or something.
like he could have gotten back up, but he didn't.
Yeah,
and that was something where it was the body is willing, but the mind is weak, right? The reverse on the usual, right?
Nanbu in his own mind wasn't cheering him to get up. Think about that.
Wow.
Think about that.
Yeah.
Nanbu, in his mind, looked almost like satisfied. Like, yeah, this is what you get.
Yeah.
Who
My luck ran out the day I met you.
Yeah. Who did you think you were, basically? Like,
right.
There's so much about this that I'm really excited from a identity storyline. Is that Joe as a character is literally a nobody. That's the meta joke of this whole story, is that his name isn't even Joe.
Right.
His name isn't even like, Junk Dog from back then or what have you. He is no one. He is Nomad, He's the wandering, guy. He fits that archetype, and this show isn't even, its own original thing. It's an homage to another older show. So it's like, who is he? So then when we have a moment where one of the people in his life that gave him so much identity and so much purpose dies, he abandons them for the sake of just sticking to the thing that he knows how to do right now.
Right.
Then in his own mind, that person basically looks at him and just kind of has his like elbow on the thing, just being like, yeah.
How's that working out for you?
Yeah. Tough shit, huh? And it's just like, okay, yeah, no wonder he completely fell apart.
Yep.
But even then, after that, he had to be there at the funeral. I can't believe I even considered the idea that he wouldn't be there just because he wasn't in the immediate crowd.
Yeah, he just didn't necessarily feel like he was
worthy of being
deserved to be there with them,
in his corner at that moment there,
sure. That's a way to put it. Yep. Okay.
But really, really excited for the next couple episodes.
I want to see at some point there being like the wounds have been healed and whatnot, and then it's them all at Bonjiri's shop having some good food together. Like, that would be
just eating some noodles.
Yep, that would be awesome.
That would be really wonderful. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, go check out the link in the description below. For our Patreon, you can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access. You can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general, and also be sure to check out our Twitch channel.
We stream every weekday. The info's in the description.
Yeah, so if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.